Hi, my name is Merel and I am new to Booktube, so today I'll be doing the Newbie Tag by Brenda C. Question 1. Why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I love the Booktube community and I've been watching videos by Booktubers for a couple of years now and I wanted to add my own too. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I've seen people ask this question in the same way, but I think my personality is something unique because everyone's personality is unique, so that's definitely something unique I can bring to the community. And also, apart from being an avid reader, I also love writing and I love to share that. To share my writing, to share writing tips and stuff like that. So that's definitely something I'd want to add to the community. 3, I think. Yes. What are you most excited for about this channel? I am most excited about meeting all you guys. That's what is fun about Booktube. Sharing your love for books, for reading, writing, and meeting other people who share that same interest. Question 4. Why do you love reading? I love reading because reading is such a magical experience. Books can take you out of this world, bring you into worlds and realities that can't exist in real life. They can take you into minds of people you wouldn't know, and that's definitely so wonderful about reading. And also, you have that reading experience while you're reading the book, but it doesn't stop there. You carry those stories with you. They become part of you, in my opinion. I think books can actually change you, change your perspective on things. I read this book, I think when I was 11, and it was from the school library. And at the end of the school year I didn't finish reading it, so I had to put it back and I never really picked it up again. And I don't remember by whom it was or what it was called, but it was this story about a girl who had to obey every order. She had no choice. So everything people told her to do, she had to do it. And now, 6 years later, I still think about that story at least 3 times a month. Whenever someone tells me to do something, I feel so grateful that I have a choice. That I don't need to do it like that girl in the story. And I think that is so wonderful about reading, that you carry those stories with you, that you can let them change you. So yes, it's truly, to me, a magical, wonderful experience, and there's nothing quite like it. Question 5. What book or series got you into reading? I am going to butcher this name, I'm so sorry, but the books that got me into reading were the books by Enid Blyton. I don't remember which series of hers I read first, but her books definitely got me into reading. I love them so much. And also books by a Dutch author, Eemgard Smit. Her books did not only get me into reading, I read those simultaneously with those by Enid Blyton, but they also got me into writing. Question 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Well, obviously I would ask them, how did you get to where you are today? Like, you just, like me, started out with 0 subscribers, 0 views, and you built this whole community. How did you do that? And also, I didn't know for sure if I wanted to ask this question in this video, but it's one of the first questions that came to mind, and I wanted to answer the questions in this tag honestly. And I think this question is something I would ask booktubers, avid readers, people who make their whole life kind of about reading. I love reading, and you know, I am an avid reader. I am always reading and I love it. But don't you think there's something sad about it, like this other side that makes you worried or sad? You know, when you read a lot, you spend more time in fantasy worlds than in reality. And I'm not saying like you have to be really sad or unhappy to want that, but well, maybe, but I was saying if that's the reality, if you live in fantasy worlds more frequently than in your own life, in your own reality, doesn't that worry you? Okay, the rest of my videos won't be this depressing or whatever, but you know, honestly, that was one of the first questions that came to mind that I would want to ask my favorite booktubers, because you know, they're booktubers, their whole life is about reading, so yeah. 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Well, I think one challenge that will be the hardest to overcome is my awkwardness in front of the camera. You might have noticed that I kind of look away sometimes. That's when I'm thinking, I do that. And I am really bad at talking. You know, also in real life I'm really awkward, but in front of the camera it's even worse. I think there's a part I can get used to, but this will definitely be a challenge for me. I had to start this video over, I think at least 10 times before I got past the first sentence, and editing this will be quite hard, which is also a challenge I need to overcome, because I am not good at editing. I am not good at everything computer, so that will also be quite a challenge. Okay. Question 8. When did you start reading? I started reading when I learned to read, and I think that was about the age of 6 or 7, you know, when you learn to read at school. And we got these little booklets to help you learn to read, and they were like 20 pages and every page had one sentence on them, but they did have kind of little stories in them, and I really love those stories. It's now, I think, more than 10 years later, and I still remember some of them, so that's definitely, those were definitely my first reading experiences, and from then on I was hooked. Question 9. Where do you read? I tend to read in my room or other places I won't bother people, because for some reason I really like to read out loud, which can be quite annoying for people around me. So I try to do it in secluded places. If I have to read with other people, like in class or something, I will just whisper or move my mouth, but I don't know, I'd rather just read out loud. That's what I do most. And lastly, question 10. What kind of books do you like to read? I definitely like to read fantasy, contemporary novels, young adult, all that stuff. I like reading most genres, but I think fantasy is the genre I read most. But I'd read anything. I love mystery and science fiction, stuff like that. I don't read it as often as other genres, but I still like it. That was the newbie tag. I don't know anyone on Booktube that is starting out and hasn't done this tag yet, So I am going to tag you if you are watching and you've wanted to create a booktube channel for a long time now and you haven't for some reason. You are tagged, so you have to do it now. Yep, that's how I am going to end this video. Bye!